From all of us at Egan Entertainment Network and WNDS, we would like to thank you for supporting Must-Ski TV on Thursday nights during the 2004-2005 season. Bretton Woods was featured 17 times during the winter over the 15-week season. Clear yourself for takeoff. Run down the equipment list and get ready to drop in for 2 hours of Must-Ski TV. The only show that takes you to your favorite New England resorts, plus around the world, from the Arctic to the Alps. With Mr. Ski himself, Dan Egan. Free skiing champion, Charlotte Moats. Worldwide ski bumologist, John Egan. WNDS sportscasters Ted Panos and Mike DeBlasi. And Mr. Power 90, Tony Horton. Must-Ski TV, a weekly action-packed 2 hours of family fun, winter thrills and spills like you've never seen before. Whether you're a beginner or expert, you ski the trees or just feel the breeze, sit back, kick back, call in sick to work, and get ready for Must-Ski TV. Must-Ski TV, brought to you by Ski Market and Underground Snowboards, your winter sports source. And Suzuki, make the smart move.
Good evening and happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for sharing part of your holiday with us tonight. I'm Mike DeBlasi.
And I'm Ted Panos, and this is your Must-Ski TV Thanksgiving Day special. We're here at the Mount Washington Hotel and Resort at Bretton Woods, and we have a special show planned for you.
And as Ted knows, I love everything about Thanksgiving, particularly the F's. Family, friends, fall weather, football, and of course, fabulous food.
And the great thing about growing up in a Greek family is you get to mix in a little lamb and baklava with your turkey and stuffing.
Now, the Italians, we have cannolis, pizzelles. It doesn't matter. Whatever your dessert or food of choice, the Mount Washington Hotel has it all. Wonderful cuisine and outstanding service.
Hey, let's take our mind off food because I'm getting a little bit hungry. Let's talk about Must-Ski TV. Over the next 2 hours, we are going to introduce you to the wacky world of winter as only Dan Egan can bring it to you.
This is the Must-Ski TV Thanksgiving Day special, so sit back, relax, enjoy your family and friends, and join us for a tour of skiing across New England and throughout the world.
Hey, while we're sitting here in front of the fire, rumor has it Dan is having a special Turkey Day feast with friends and family at his brother's Big World Pub and Grill in Vermont.
Well, if Dan knows what's good for him, he'll find a way to get us some of that feast over here and take care of us, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Let's find out what they're doing on Thanksgiving here at the Mount Washington Hotel.
Sounds, smells, and tastes great. I'm here with Wayne Presby, one of the owners of the Mount Washington Hotel. And Wayne, this entire resort truly transports you to a different place and time.
Oh, it certainly does. I mean, I think one of the key components here at the resort is we have so much history associated with this place. I mean, the hotel was built in 1902. You know, this was the biggest destination in the White Mountains at one time. There were 4 or 5 hotels the size of this one. This is the last one here and standing, and as we refer to it, it's the Grand Dame of the White Mountains.
There's always something going on at the Mount Washington Resort, no matter what time of year you're here. But tonight, Thanksgiving night, I know you have some special events planned.
Oh, sure. I mean, every Thanksgiving, for those of us who don't like to have to cook Thanksgiving dinner at home and then clean up afterwards, we offer a great package for people. If you come here to dine for the day, have Thanksgiving dinner here, or you come and stay for the night and also dine here, you get free skiing over at the ski area as well. And so we have those packages that we offer on Thanksgiving Day.
That sounds to me like a great way to spend the holiday.
Oh, it's the ultimate family vacation. Yeah.
Let's talk about what one of the most interesting aspects or activities is during the rest of the year.
Well, one of the most interesting activities is taking a ride up the Cog Railway, and it's going to be particularly interesting this coming year because we're going to have skiing for the first time ever on the Cog Railway.
We'll check out the Cog Railway a little bit later. For now, thanks for joining me, Wayne. We'll also catch up with you in a bit. The Mount Washington Hotel, if you haven't been here, come on up. It's truly a unique New England experience. Another truly unique New England experience is skiing with Dan Egan. And when we return on our Must-Ski TV Thanksgiving Day special, we'll see what Dan is working on for us this week. Stick around.
All right, that segment there was pretty helpful, and now that I know the difference between my mid-fat and fat skis, I trust Dan Egan will pick out the right pair for me when he gets me geared up a little bit later on in the program. I'm joined now by Wayne Presby, president of the Mount Washington Railway Company. And Wayne, for years, this has been the bread and butter of your operation, but I understand this winter you're going to try something new. You're opening it up to skiers?
Yes, we are. This is the oldest mountain climbing train in the world, and this year, for the first time ever, we're going to start taking skiers up to Wombeck Tank, which is at about an elevation of 3,800 feet. And from there, they'll be able to ski down groomed terrain right down into the base area here.
Whose idea was this, yours?
It's been actually a goal of mine for a number of years here. And since we had access to that, we could actually groom the whole thing out. We have snowmaking available. Obviously, there's a lodge here. So all the modern conveniences that you would expect at any ski area will be here and available for the winter.
Now, what's the response been so far? Is it creating a buzz up here? I imagine it is.
Yeah, it's creating a tremendous buzz, actually. There's all kinds of people that have voiced interest in it. Just about everybody that comes up here now and over the course of the summer have asked questions about, geez, when's the ski train going to start running? You know, how's it going to work? You know, where are you going to? What's the skiing going to be like? So on and so forth. So.
I'm a beginner. I really don't know what I'm doing. Is this something that I can try? Is it just beginners, or is this more of an expert trail?
No, it's actually, we're going to have 2 stops. We're going to stop the train about halfway up, and from there down, it's almost all beginner terrain. And then there'll be another stop all the way up at Wombeck Tank, and that's a little more intermediate, and then, of course, runs down into the beginner terrain. So.
All right, and I'd be remiss if I was standing in front of this with you and we didn't ask a little bit about the history of the Mount Washington Cog Railway and what it's meant to the area here.
Well, the Mount Washington Cog Railway was originally, they started building it in 1866. It was completed on July 3rd in 1869, and at that time, it was the first mountain climbing train in the world. It is still only one of 2 in the United States. There's this one and Pikes Peak in Colorado. This is the only one that is still steam-powered, coal-fired. It has always been a tourist attraction. It was built for tourism. The guy that built it, Sylvester Marsh, was a native of Campton, New Hampshire. He came up with the idea of building a railroad up the side of the mountain. People thought he was absolutely crazy. In fact, they nicknamed him Crazy Marsh because they thought his idea was so ludicrous. And I think that really spurred him on, just so he could prove to people that it wasn't a crazy scheme after all. And he took basically most of his personal fortune, and between the years of 1866 and 69, succeeded in building this to the summit of Mount Washington. And
now you're about to add a new twist. Sounds like it's going to be a great winter up here.
Yeah, I think it really is. It's going to be definitely interesting and a must-do thing here in the North Country.
As you know, Ted, the Muskie TV team is full of all-stars offering tips and advice. And this week, Dan is going to show us how to make a proper pole plant.
And along with that, we'll have the segment that I'm starting to like the most, Tony Horton's Mountain Fitness Tip of the Week. Don't go away. Plenty more Muskie TV coming up next.
Wow, heli skiing in South America, pretty amazing stuff. I'm wondering if Dan will ever invite us along the next time he travels there.
I'll leave that trip to you. I'm going to stay local here, places like Bretton Woods Mountain Resort. And did you know Bretton Woods was the first ski area to open in the Granite State this year, and they're often the last to close. That's what they're known for.
This place is truly amazing. From the hotel to the Cog to the ski area, it really has it all. And joining me right now is Chris Elms, the general manager here at Bretton Woods, and the man behind the scenes for all of your snowmaking, grooming, and the expansion that has made Bretton Woods the largest ski area in New Hampshire. And Chris, right off the bat, I'm going to ask you, how did you manage to open up so early this season?
Yeah, isn't it great? We've got a lot of guns going right now, and we really make the commitment to making snow here at Bretton Woods. We started early. We started in the month of October, and we really focus on trying to get a few trails open by Thanksgiving, which you see we've certainly done well with, and our snowmaking system is a great one.
Tell me about some of the changes that skiers can anticipate and look forward to here at Bretton Woods this season.
Well, of course we've just completed our expansion on our brand new base lodge here. It's a beautiful building. Our snowmaking system has seen increase in pumping capacity, and probably the best new terrain that's open in New Hampshire in an awfully long time is opening this year up on the Rosebrook Summit area. That's serviced by a brand new detachable quad, and it has about six or seven real high-class runs.
always looking to make the ski experience for anyone who travels here as memorable as possible.
That's right. We really want to show that we're committed to the skiing product, and we think we have a pretty good product here at Bretton Woods.
Now, even with all the expansion this year and the base lodge, etc., you have a lot of visions for the future. Tell us what's on the horizon.
We sure do. We have behind you here, we have a village planned in the near future. We have a whole nother mountain to develop. We sure have an awful lot of things on the plate.
Nearly 180 days, this place is bustling with activity, but for the other 180 days, it's not like you're hibernating. You're always at work.
No, not at all. I always say my busiest season is the summer season, because all this infrastructure doesn't appear overnight. We have to be there building it, and we build it with our own crew, so our crew stays busy all year too.
Chris Elms, one of the busiest and hardest working men here at Bretton Woods. I've taken up a lot of your time. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and then get back to work.
All right, lots more to come on Must Ski TV, including our skiing weatherman, Herb Stevens, with the New England Ski Report. Don't go away. We'll be right back on this special Thanksgiving edition of Must Ski TV. You know, the more I see Dan in action, the more and more nervous I get about actually getting on the slopes with him. However, Chris Elms, general manager here at Bretton Woods Mountain Resort, tells me that there may be a piece of equipment, this thing that we're standing on here, that might make it a little easier for me. What is this thing, Chris?
Well, Ted, this is a very sophisticated piece of machinery that does a pretty unsophisticated thing. It turns really hard snow into nice, soft, powdery snow. It's called a groomer. It's a very odd-looking piece of equipment. You can see it has a blade in the front that knocks all the moguls down, and this thing in the back is called a tiller with all those teeth on it, and that chews up the hard snow and turns it into nice powder.
And the softer snow is easier to ski. Why?
Well, of course, you know, as you know from experience, the softer snow,
lack of it.
the softer snow allows you to make those nice carved turns an awful lot easier. And we all know that hard snow can be intimidating for a beginner, and this machine takes care of that hard snow.
How many of these do you have?
Bretton Woods has 5 of these machines, all in our fleet, and pretty much all 5 of them go out every night.
Every night? What's the cost of one of them?
This machine that we're standing on right here costs about $190,000. So it's not cheap.
$190,000. So how exactly does it work? You take it out in the mornings or at night? What's the best time to operate one?
As soon as the last skier is off the hill, this fleet of groomers goes out. And the 5 groomers will work between 4 and midnight with one shift, and then the midnight crew comes in and goes from midnight till 8 o'clock. So it takes an awfully long time to do this whole mountain.
Now, those of us in the sports world, hockey fans in particular, we always fantasize about driving the Zamboni. Is this more fun?
Well, I bet it's more comfortable, and the sound system is better, I think. But like anything else, if you've been sitting in this machine for 8 hours, it becomes a job just as quick.
And how do you get qualified to drive one of these? Do you drive one yourself?
Well, that's one of the perks of the job. Yeah, I get to try it out. But we certainly have a skilled crew of groomer operators, and it's quite a career.
Now, before people started spending $190,000 on one of these, how did they soften the snow before? Or was it something that just wasn't done? Tough luck skiers.
Well, I think the history of grooming is quite an interesting story. I mean, there's stories of going out with old bed springs, dragging them behind tractors to groom the snow. So it's really evolved quite a ways to reach where it has with these machines.
Kind of like the old golf courses sending these sheep out to mow the lawn, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right, Chris, thanks very much for the snow grooming lesson, and maybe next time you'll actually let me drive one of these things. And speaking of that, look what the snowcat dragged in.
I'm still trying to find the keys. I don't know where they are. I think they've been purposely hidden from me. Up next on Must Ski TV is the Mountaintop Series. And once again, we're headed to Siberia to visit a peak that's as difficult to ski as it is to pronounce. It's wild stuff. Don't go away. Well, I've certainly seen more of Siberia in the past 2 weeks than I ever knew existed. And Wayne, I understand you're quite of a skier yourself. Do you ever ski in a wild, exotic place like Siberia?
Nope. Can't say I've
Leave
ever...
that to Dan.
Yeah, I'll leave that sort of stuff to Dan. I mean, Dan is really the guy that likes to ski the extremes, you know. Actually, you know, I do a lot of racing in the wintertime, but I really prefer the beautifully groomed slopes that we have here at Bretton Woods, to be honest with you.
I don't blame you. And let's talk about Bretton Woods. It's obvious in speaking with you that you're a guy who's very passionate about skiing, passionate about his work. What's it like for you to know that your livelihood revolves around something that you love here as the owner?
No, I guess the greatest thing is just, you know, there's a lot of toys here at ski areas, you know, and as an owner, you get to play with a lot of those things. Like, you know, sometimes I'll come out in the middle of the night or on a day when we've had a huge snowstorm, and I'll jump in one of the groomers and I'll take that out and help them pack down the new snow or help them groom out a little. Or, you know, when they're up working on the hill or making snow, I'll come over in the middle of the night sometimes and grab one of the snowmobiles, and if the moon is out, you know, throw my skis on the back of that and go up and ski down in the dark. You know, I can remember coming out here in the spring lots of times when the mountain isn't even open and just going in and throwing on the lift and jumping on the lift and riding up and shutting it off when I get to the top, you know. I guess the other thing is that, you know, we just have a remarkable level of service here at Bretton Woods, and you know, being the owner, I mean, you really get the complete epitome of that, because everything's available to me so that, you know, I can go down and get a pair of boots, a pair of skis, and basically do whatever you want, whenever you want.
The manner.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't complain. Or I would, but who would listen?
Well, it's apparent you have the enthusiasm of a young child, you know, waking up and opening a present, and it's really what everyone strives for in a job or profession is to love their work, and you can tell you love your work.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that's, I think that's, like you say, that's what everybody strives for. I mean, if you can come in every day and really enjoy what it is that you're doing, I mean, there's no lack of enthusiasm then, you know. What I want to do is I want to get to the point where everybody that comes to Bretton Woods gets the same experience that I get when I come to Bretton Woods.
The energy and enthusiasm starts at the top, and it trickles through your staff and all the wonderful folks who work here, and your goal to make the customer leave with a smile on their face, like you said, the same smile you wear when you walk into work each morning.
Exactly, and that's what we're striving for here.
There's still plenty more to come on this special Turkey Day edition of Must Ski TV, including Dan helping me pick out some snazzy ski boots and skis so he can actually get me out on these slopes next Thursday.
Right now, Ted and I are going to go see if there's actually any Thanksgiving Day feast left. I know both of us are a bit hungry here. We also have the 10 o'clock news to prepare for. We're going to leave you with Amy Mahoney. She skis in with your snow news from New England and around the world. Happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the rest of Must Ski TV on WNDS.